indicated at some point in time that probably the contact-intensive sectors may require further support. So, one is the ECLGS, which you've announced in your budget speech, also a separate carve-out for the hospitality sector, for instance, within that. Anything else, ma'am, that you'd like to elaborate on that front? And second, ma'am, aren't your tax and expenditure, both numbers, extremely conservative in the budget? Any reason for that, ma'am?
First thing about hospitality and contact intensive. I've said hospitality and related sectors. This was one thing which has come out repeatedly from very many stakeholders, and we recognize that post the second wave, the hospitality is in difficulty and they needed support. The tested and sort of proven formula was the Emergency Credit Liquidity Guarantee Scheme. Since that had worked out well for the MSMEs, we thought that formulation is the best to be adopted. So to the existing 4.5 lakh crores of sovereign guarantee, we added 50,000 crore more sovereign guarantee, and wanted the hospitality and contact-intensive sectors to benefit out of it. So that is the scheme. As it is, many of them are still approaching their banks. Banks can, even without the ECGLS, help them out if they want. But if ECGLS has to be extended, yes, we have given provision of 50,000 crores for it. Well, I thought you commented about the 1st February 2021 budget as well, saying you were conservative. I think our assessments have proven right, and conservative is not being overtly and excessively optimistic. We are sure to achieve the numbers. If anything, we'll probably better them.
Number 5.
Good afternoon, Madam Finance Minister. This is Karishma here from Business Today TV, India Today Group. I'd first like to congratulate you and the team for successfully implementing yet another budget. Ma'am, my question is on the privatization reform. The disinvestment target has been slashed. The revised target is at 70,000 crore, and of course, the next year's estimate is at 65,000 crore. Ma'am, with this, I'd like to understand how are we looking at LIC, IPO, and BPCL privatization, which have been on cards?
I have Tuhin with me here, but before he gives you details, one thing is got to be understood. LIC, we've already sort of told you that in all probability it is going through this year. I've made a specific mention of that in the budget. So beyond what I've said in the Parliament, there's nothing more to add for me on that. But I've indicated clearly that it will happen. Now, assessment for the rest of the year about the number being big or small as per your view, I'll have Tuhin get into the details. But we have shown the intent of the government in that Air India got cleared. NINL has found its buyer. There's a little bit more work to be done there, but you are saying that we are progressing in many of these. So I think we've been very realistic in telling what we'll do and achieving what we've told. Tuhin, you want to add anything more onto this?
I just want to add that disinvestment actually is in accounting terms, when actual receipts to the government. Now, when we, for example, do NINL, nothing comes to the government in accounting terms. But that doesn't mean that we are actually progressing towards privatization in a faster way. So emphasis is on completion of transactions and implementation. And if we keep too high a target, sometimes it also distorts the market, because nothing stops us from achieving when we want to achieve in disinvestment as per the plan which we are there. So ma'am has also mentioned that the ongoing transactions will be carried on, and they will be completed. And this transactions, as and when they mature, they come to that. And secondly, on the revised estimates being 78, we should not also conjecture what will be the size of LIC IPO based on that, because valuation is yet to reach the final conclusion based on which we will do that. And there have been instances of actual receipts being different from even the RE figures, so you should not read too much into it.
Okay. No, not in the capital expenditure budget estimate was 5,54,000 crores. The revised estimate, after removing the actual revised estimate is 6,03,000 crores. But even if you exclude 52,000 crores, which is an Air India sundry dues repayment, it is 551. So the RE is 551 against a budget estimate of 554. That is statistically insignificant. So basically the capital expenditure targets are expected to be achieved.
I think this question was also asked by your colleague Sapna here, that the revenues are conservative. So if we look at revenues and compare it with the GDP figures, I would also like you to concentrate on the fact that the excise duty is not linked to that. Excise duty is a specific duty, so that doesn't go up as the prices would go up. One, and secondly, if you recall, we have reduced the excise duty on diesel and petrol by 10 rupees and 5 rupees per litre. So if we take away the excise duty numbers both from the RE of the current year and the B of the next year, then the growth in the revenues is more than 14%, which I think is not conservative, but is a very pragmatic number, and we would make all attempts to achieve that.
Number 70, number 70, number 70.
No, the borrowing number is nothing but the fiscal deficit minus the expected small savings collections and the other sources. So they tally. I mean, it is 16,61,000 is the total fiscal deficit. 11,80,000 or something is the net borrowing requirement. The difference is small savings and certain other sundry receipts. I don't see any, there is no artificial, that's a very realistic number. It's based on our best estimate of what will be collected in small savings, and net of that is the borrowing requirement.
Ujjwal Narayan from Newsrise. Ma'am, in last year budget, you have announced about privatization of two state-run banks. But this year, there is nothing that sort has been confirmed in the budget. Just wanted to know what is the situation. Does government is going with the stated policy which it stated in last year budget, that for the privatization of two state-run banks? And what is the holistic policy on the privatization of bank and insurance company as a whole?
You've answered the question yourself. What is the holistic policy? Holistic policy is a continuation of last year's budget. I've said that. This budget in every aspect is a continuation of last budget, inclusive of the privatization matter that you're talking about. That's what I'm telling you. We are continuing that agenda. All right?
Number 68.
Status, but... Sorry? Yeah, I said Air India also, and I've done the Air India, haven't I? Huh? That's right. When we have something, you will get to know, no? I'm not doubting it. Huh? That's right. Thanks for reminding me.
Number 68.
Hold on. Hold on. That's right. Thanks for reminding me. क्या चीज?
डिजिटल एसेट क्या है? क्या इसमें क्रिप्टो, जिसको करेंसी भी कहा जाता है, क्रिप्टो करेंसी, तो जिसके लिए घोषणा की गई है आज बजट में?
घोषणा की गई है कि सेंट्रल बैंक एक डिजिटल करेंसी इश्यू करेगी, बस। उसके अलावा हम चर्चा में क्रिप्टो क्या है, क्रिप्टो एसेट क्या है, अभी नहीं होगा। वो जीरो ड्राफ्ट जो है, जिसके ऊपर स्टेक होल्डर्स कंसल्टेशन चल रही है, आप भी उसमें शामिल हो जाइए।
नहीं मैम, मैं ये जानना चाहता हूँ कि डिजिटल एसेट क्या है बेसिकली।
ठीक है, वही है वो प्रश्न, और डिजिटल एसेट्स का डिस्क्रिप्शन, ये सब उस स्टेक होल्डर कंसल्टेशन के बाद है, उस समय बात करेंगे उसके ऊपर। ठीक है,
1 to 1.
जनता के सवाल है। एक तो लोग महंगाई से बहुत त्रस्त हैं, आपने जवाब दिया गोलमोल, लोगों को समझ में नहीं आया।
सॉरी,
जो महंगाई पे सवाल पूछा गया था, शायद प्रभु जी ने पूछा था
हाँ जी,
कि देश में इतनी महंगाई है, उसका आपने बहुत ही डिफिकल्ट आंसर दिया। शायद आम आदमी को समझ में नहीं आएगा। मेरे पास किसी का प्रश्न आया कि समझ में नहीं आया मैडम ने महंगाई पे क्या बोला। दूसरा मेरा प्रश्न मैडम बेरोजगारी के ऊपर है। आपने कहा लाखों रोजगार सृजित होंगे। सरकार का वादा था 2 करोड़ रोजगार देंगे, 2 करोड़ और घट गए बजाय रोजगार देने के, और बेरोजगारी ज्यादा हो गई। और जो एक छोटा सा मैडम आपका एक इशू था, शुरू से चला आ रहा है पार्टी का, कि ब्लैक मनी वापस लाएंगे। कोई ऐसा डेटा है कितना ब्लैक मनी वापस आया आज तक?
इन्फ्लेशन के बारे में जो मैंने जवाब दिया, वो जवाब मैं दोहराऊंगी, मगर वो अगर आपको गोलमोल लग रही है, मैं किसी और से जवाब दूंगी, क्योंकि मेरा बोलने का तरीका शायद आपको हिंदी में और इंग्लिश में दिक्कत है। I'll ask somebody else to answer it. There is no गोलमोल सर। बजट जब प्लान करते हैं और एसेंशियल सर्विसेज का एक कमिटी जो है मंत्रीगण का, ये बार बार हम बैठते हैं, बात करते हैं। हाँ, जब इंक्रीज होता है प्राइस एसेंशियल कमोडिटीज का, मैं मानती हूं आम आदमी के ऊपर उसका दिक्कत जरूर पड़ेगा, उसको मैं नकार नहीं रही हूं। मगर ऑयल सीड्स, ऑयल, एडिबल ऑयल का प्रॉब्लम जब हुआ, तुरंत हमने ड्यूटी कम करते हुए पाम ऑयल का इंपोर्ट बढ़ाने के लिए एक बार नहीं 2 बार कोशिश की, और पाम ऑयल का इंपोर्ट, क्रूड पाम ऑयल का इंपोर्ट और रिफाइंड भी ज्यादा आ रही है, जिसका असर आजकल एडिबल ऑयल में जरूर पड़ रही है और मार्केट में खबर भी है। इन्फ्लेशन दूसरा एक और विषय, एडिबल पेरिशेबल कमोडिटीज के ऊपर जब होता है, उसको भी इंपोर्ट के द्वारा तुरंत हेल्प करने के लिए हम स्टेप्स उठाते हैं। फिर ऑयल सीड्स भारत देश में भी कल्टीवेट हो, उसका उत्पादन ज्यादा होने के कारण हम आत्मनिर्भर हो एडिबल ऑयल में, उसका भी इस बजट में एक अनाउंसमेंट हुआ है। ऐसे करके बहुत सारे कदम हम उठा रहे हैं। एक और विषय, सिंपल टेक्निकल बात में जिक्र करना चाहती हूं। हाँ, जरूर जनता के ऊपर प्राइसेस के वजह से जब ट्रबल होता है, उसमें एक्शन लेने का जिम्मेदारी सरकार के ऊपर है, और हम बार बार उसके ऊपर कदम उठाते आ रहे हैं। मगर टेक्निकली 6% से ज्यादा कभी ब्रीच ही नहीं, छोटा इधर उधर 1 महीना हुआ होगा 6% ब्रीच करने का इन्फ्लेशन का विषय में। मैं याद दिलाना चाहती हूं, इस सरकार 2014 से लेकर आज तक वी हैव नॉट अलाउड इट टू गो टू डबल डिजिट्स। जो याद होगा आपको, उससे पहले 2014 से पहले it was always in the range of 10, 11, 12, 13, even food products. इसलिए इन्फ्लेशन के ऊपर इस सरकार की ध्यान कभी भी ज्यादा है, और एक्शंस भी तुरंत हम लेते हैं। अगर ये भी आपको गोलमोल लगता है, मैं किसी और से भी जवाब देने के लिए बोलूंगी। ठीक है, बोलिए, चूज करिए किसी के। एम्प्लॉयमेंट के बारे में मैं जरूर बोलूंगी। बहुत सारे, मैं भाई साहब, पैंडेमिक के वजह से पूरे दुनिया में बहुत उथल पुथल हुआ, जॉब्स में नुकसान हुआ बहुत देशों में, हमारे यहां भी। मगर हमने आत्मनिर्भर भारत के दौरान बहुत सारे ऐसे अनाउंसमेंट किया जिसमें बहुत लोगों के जॉब्स इंटैक्ट रही। हाँ, जिनको नुकसान हुआ उनको अभी हम धीरे धीरे बहुत स्कीम्स के द्वारा हेल्प करके आ रहे हैं. ये नहीं नकार, आई मीन आई एम नॉट डिनाइंग दैट देयर हैज बीन इम्पैक्ट ऑन जॉब्स, मगर एकदम कुछ नहीं किया वो सही भी नहीं है. कल का इकोनॉमिक सर्वे में अनंत नागेश्वरन जी और हमारे प्रिंसिपल इकोनॉमिक एडवाइजर, आई थिंक हिज हियर, संजीव सन्याल, इतना विस्तृत रूप में जॉब्स के लिए क्या क्या पिछले साल में हुआ वो डिटेल दिए हैं. मैं संजीव से बोलूंगी आपको जरा इंफॉर्मेशन शेयर करने के लिए. हाँ, सो इट विल हेल्प यू टू नो. थैंक यू.
Number 260.
Somanathan wants to.
Yes.
Just specifically on job. Yeah, but specifically on jobs and specifically what is in the budget. So one is there is an additional 2 lakh crores of lending to MSMEs which is outside the ECLGS. So ECLGS is for those affected. It's an automatic program for existing borrowers. This is for new lending to MSMEs unconnected with ECLGS. 2 lakh crore of additional provision has been made in this budget. ECLGS has, as already mentioned, been expanded for the hospitality and related sectors. The outlay on Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana is up by 27%. And in addition to that, a provision is being made that in the capital expenditure support to state governments, if state governments have certain priority projects in PM Gram Sadak Yojana have been identified, we will even take the 40% state share on those components so that the states have no burden in carrying out these works. These are extremely labor-intensive projects, and in addition, of course, there is a huge increase in capital expenditure. It has a very high employment effect. We have a new scheme for the Northeast, which is abbreviated as PM Divine, which is the PM's development initiative for the Northeast. This is a gap-filling scheme where if something doesn't fit in any existing scheme, Northeastern states can pose those projects to this fund, and this fund will give 100% funding for those projects. In addition, we have the production-linked incentive schemes, where we expect 60 lakh jobs to be created. Most of them are getting rolled out now one by one. So there are a number of initiatives in this budget, quite apart from what has been done earlier.
हम बार बार देते आ रहे हैं. Actually, sharing of information विदेश से, स्विट्जरलैंड से 2018 के बाद में से शेयरिंग हो रही है. विदेश में जो अकाउंट्स है उनमें कितना पैसा पड़ा हुआ है उनको वापस ले आने के लिए. सो वो शेयरिंग के मुताबिक जो इंफॉर्मेशन आते हैं उसके ऊपर वी आर वर्किंग एवरी अकाउंट बाय अकाउंट for black money to be brought. And another thing, today the NPAs in the banks are coming down. Banks are getting the money back of those who have fled the country. Having taken the money of the banks and having gone out, वो पैसा जब वापस आ रही है वो भी in a way partly black money ही होता है जी, जिसका टैक्स नहीं भरा, बैंक को पैसा चीट करके चले गए. मैं ये नहीं कह रहा हूं पूरे के पूरे वो ब्लैक है, उसमें भी ब्लैक मनी है.